I'm going to be reading the verses from my verses document. First of all, the wisdom. This is the majority of them. The other sections are perseverance and God's love. Actually, I should start with those two because they're so short. First of all, God's love. This is only 5 verses. Psalm 33:5. He loves whatever is just and good. The unfailing love of the Lord fills the earth. Psalm 103:8-11 in the CEB, which is Common English Bible. The Lord is compassionate and merciful, very patient and full of faithful love. God won't always play the judge. He won't be angry forever. He doesn't deal with us according to our sin or repay us according to our wrongdoings. Because as high as the heaven is above the earth, that's how large God's faithful love is for those who honor him. I specifically did the Common English Bible because almost every other version says he is slow to anger, which just doesn't sound right, you know? Romans 8:38-39. For I am convinced that neither death nor life, nor angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation, will be able to separate us from the love of God in Jesus Christ. Romans 10:13. For everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved from the punishment of sin. Galatians 3:28. There is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male or female, for you are all one in Jesus Christ. Now, perseverance. I used Joshua 1:9 a lot when I was getting through something, and James 1:2 and 3. First of all, Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Hold on, let me do a voice for this one because this one's funny. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I just find that one funny because I interpret it as, are you stupid? Have I not told you that God is with you, bro? Are you have I not commanded you? Love that one. Psalm 34:18-19. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. The godly face many dangers. The Lord saves them from each one of them. Psalm 37:24. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. Psalm 73:26. My health may fail, my spirit may grow weak, but God remains the strength of my heart. He is mine forever. Psalm 94:19. When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Good one. Proverbs 16:9. Or 16:9. I don't know why I said 2:9. Anyways. In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Proverbs 19:21. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. Then you will call on me and come pray to me, and I will listen to you. Missing a quotation mark there. And that one is spiritual prosperity, not physical. Many people think prosper means money. No, it does not. Philippians 4:11-13. I am not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. James 1:2-3. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters. Sisters? What? No, that's sisters. Whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Now for knowledge, 30% of which is Proverbs. Exodus 21:29. If, however, the bull had the habit of goring and the owner has been warned but has not kept it penned up and it kills a man or woman, the bull is to be stoned and the owner is also to be put to death. I just like this one because it's just makes sense. You know, obviously we don't use those laws today, but if they keep being told what's wrong and they ignore it, then they just stone them to death. Exodus 22:19. Anyone who has sexual relations with an animal is to be put to death. That's a good one. Psalm 37:7-8. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Refrain from anger and turn from wrath. Do not fret. It only leads to evil. For those who are evil will be destroyed, but those who have hope in the Lord will inherit the land. Psalm 51:16-17. Certainly you do not want a sacrifice, or else I would offer it. You do not desire a burnt sacrifice. The sacrifice God desires is a humble spirit, O God. A humble and repentant heart you will not reject. Psalm 119:101. I stay away from every evil path, so that I might keep your instructions. Psalm 133, 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Now for Proverbs from 2:12 to 26:19. All right, Proverbs 2:12. Wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse. Proverbs 6:16 to 19. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a man who stirs up dissension among brothers. This one reminded me a lot of some super emotional and mentally unstable people I've known. Haughty eyes, lying, they lied a lot. They rush into evil quickly because they love drama, devising wicked schemes, false witness because they lie about people and gossip, and they stir up dissension among brothers. Proverbs 10:18. Whoever conceals hatred with lying lips and spreads slander is a fool. Also, similar people, just not saying what's wrong and instead deciding to gossip and not fixing the problem because they're stupid. Proverbs 10:23. A fool finds pleasure in wicked schemes, but a person of understanding delights in wisdom. Proverbs 11:16. A kind-hearted woman gains honor, but ruthless men gain only wealth. Note the word only. Proverbs 12:1. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid. Proverbs 12:9. I'm struggling to say words, I don't know why. Proverbs 12:9. Better to be a nobody and yet have a servant than pretend to be somebody and have no food. Proverbs 12:16. Fools sow their annoyance at once, but the prudent overlook an insult. Proverbs 13:11. Wealth obtained from nothing dwindles, but one who gathers by labor increases it. This one I just found weirdly accurate to basically everyone. Any teenager who gets a lot of money just blows it and it's gone. So yeah. Proverbs 15:1. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. This one applies to debating a lot. Be calm, always, never be angry. Proverbs 16:19. Better to be lowly in spirit along with the oppressed than to share plunder with the proud. Proverbs 16:32. Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. This one applied a lot to something I realized, that people who want power, they basically just want power in the wrong places. Self-control is a lot better than controlling other people, and sadly many leaders do not have self-control, i.e. President of the United States. I don't know what they're called. They're not presidents of the president of Russia. What is it called? What position is the leader of Russia? President. Cool. Weird. Proverbs 17:7. Excellent speech is not fitting for a fool, much less are lying lips to a prince. Proverbs 17:10. A rebuke goes deeper into one who has understanding than 100 blows into a fool. This one is heavily about arrogant people. You can constantly beat people with knowledge and they won't take it. Proverbs 17:16. Why should fools have money in hand to buy wisdom when they are not able to understand it? Proverbs 17:26. If imposing a fine on the innocent is not good, surely to flog honest officials is not right. Proverbs 18:17. The first to plead his case seems right, until another comes and examines him. This one just applies to, just don't take things at face value. Proverbs 20:22. Do not say, I'll pay you back for this wrong. Wait for the Lord, and he will avenge you. Proverbs 21:2-3. A person may think their own ways are right, but the Lord weighs the heart. To do what is right and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Proverbs 23:9. Don't waste your breath on fools, for they will despise the wisest advice. One of my personal favorite verses. And similarly, Proverbs 26:4. Don't respond to the words of a fool with more foolish words, or you will become as foolish as he. Proverbs 26:18-19. Like a maniac shooting flaming arrows of death is one who deceives their neighbor and says, I was only joking. Proverbs 26:19. As water reflects the face, so one's life reflects the heart. Ecclesiastes 8:2-4. Obey the king's command, I say, because you took an oath before God. Do not be in a hurry to leave the king's presence. Do not stand up for a bad cause, for he will do whatever he pleases. Since the king's word is supreme, who can say to him, What are you doing? Ecclesiastes 8:12. Although a wicked person who commits 100 crimes may live a long time, I know that it will go better with those who fear God, who are reverent before him. Ecclesiastes 9:9. Enjoy your life with the wife whom you love all the days of your futile life which he has given you under the sun, all the days of your futility, for this is your reward in life and in your work which you have labored. Basically just saying, love your wife, don't abuse her or him. Depends on who you are. Micah 6:8. He has shown you, O mortal, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Matthew 6:2-4. So when you give to the poor, do not sound a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, so that they will be praised by people. Truly I say to you, they have their reward in the full. But when you give to the poor, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your charitable giving will be in secret, and your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Pretty simple, just don't boast about doing good. Matthew 6:16-18. When you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites do, for they will disfigure their faces to show others that they are fasting. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not be obvious to others that you are fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen, and your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. This one I need to apply to myself more, just if something's happening, don't make it obvious. Matthew 6:27-34. Can any one of you by worrying add a single hour to your life? Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Matthew 12:31. Therefore I say to you, any sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven men, but blasphemy against the Spirit shall not be forgiven. Mark 7:15. There is nothing outside the person which can defile him if it goes into him, but the things which come out of the person are what defile the person. John 13:35. Your love for one another will prove to the world that you are my disciples. Romans 10:9. If you openly declare that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is by believing in your heart that you are made right with God, and it is by opening and declaring your faith that you are saved. As the scriptures tell us, anyone who trusts in him will be never be disgraced. Anyways, Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. Do you not know that your own bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own, you were bought at a price. Therefore honor God with your bodies. 2 Corinthians 6:14. Do not become partners with those who do not believe. For what partnership is there between righteousness and lawlessness? Or what fellowship does light have with darkness? Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared for us to do in advance. James 1:5-6. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, tossed by the wind. James 4:3-4. You ask and do not receive, because you ask wrongly, in order to spend what you get on your pleasures. Therefore, whoever wants to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. Skipped a little bit in the middle because it wasn't really needed. Hebrews 11:6. And without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. And those are all my favorite verses.